It's time to rock this motherfucker with 3 the hard way. Take off Eddie P, 3 the hard ways. It's time to rock this motherfucker.
Count us in,
Let's get it. Welcome to 3 the Hard Way, where we fight the evil weekly. And as I do about this time, the views and opinions that come out of my mouth or the Y2K survivor's mouth do not represent the views and opinions of one Mr. Eddie Coppola, Mr. Eddie Westside, Mr. 2020, and goddamn it, after 8 o'clock, Mr. Turn Off the Lights. Let's fight this goddamn evil.
Let's get it.
Shit. Hey, first things first, man. Rest in peace, Shock G.
Shock G.
Oh.
/ Humpty Hump. You know.
Slash
man.
the one who put the satin on your panties.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Sex Packets himself. You know.
Man, you know what? And I want to say this, man. You know, that cat, their music was party.
Dude, it was
You know what I mean?
It was everything. It was a gumbo.
Right.
It was funk.
Right.
It was fun. It was
right. It was
jamming.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It wasn't a motherfucker, and I still listen to this kind of music, but it wasn't a motherfucker telling you about how much more money he got than
Facts.
you, how much better his bitches are than
Facts.
yours, his clothes, his house. It's not a motherfucker telling you how much better his life it was and is than yours, and at the same time threatening you if this imaginary you person that they always talk about get out of line. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was about dancing,
Mm-hmm.
getting up on some honeys. It was Tupac before Juice.
All
And
that.
you know what, man?
All that.
Milestone is gone, man, and it's really sad, man.
Yeah, man. He was a trendsetter. I love Shock G, man. His production, everything. You know, like you said, Pop came out of that camp. You know, he produced some of my favorite Tupac joints. I Get Around, So Many Tears. That was all Shock G. You know.
See,
He
man.
introduced the world of sex packets. You know.
Oh
before
my.
ecstasy.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And don't forget the alter ego, Mr. Humpty Hump, man. That was he got your ass out there on the floor, man. You know. I got busy in the Burger King bathroom.
I know motherfuckers gonna think I'm stupid, but for years I ain't know that motherfucking Shock G and Humpty was the same motherfucker.
Hey, man, you're not alone, man. A lot of cats was on that shit. A lot of cats.
I'm like, nah, man. Somebody told me.
Go ahead.
Somebody that knew told me a bullshit story. And they was like, yeah, man, that was Shock twin brother, man.
Yeah,
He was at
yeah.
this restaurant and tripped and fell and his face fell on the griddle. And his nose was off. I'm like, oh, word? And I've been sparing that shit around for about 15 years. And somebody's like, man, shut the fuck up. Shock G. I said, the one who put the satin on the It's the same motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
That motherfucker, man. I remember a couple years after Sons of the P, they came out with an album and they were doing an interview. And, by that time I had moved on from Digital Underground. And these niggas was like, hey, man, we've been to the future. And this is what music sounds like in the future. So you're welcome. You know, that type of shit. Like, okay.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers on some different shit right now.
They were the next generation of funk, that whole Delic movement, that whole, like I said, just next level, you know what I mean? And it wasn't about what I was saying about how many hoes I got, look at my money, look at my watch. It was fun. I mean, seriously, the song Do What You Like. That was the epitome.
And do what you like.
That was the epitome of Digital Underground, man. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that. That song jammed. It was just fun. We just had a good time, man. That whole era.
Man, did they come out with a cause of death? Yeah.
No, not yet, man. But we 57 years old, dude in a hotel room. We could speculate all you want, but who knows?
You know what? For me, I'm gonna say this, man. And people can do what they want. I'm not gonna down anybody, but I'm gonna stay away from the speculation because sometimes it dishonors the person, and it'll make a mockery.
Yeah,
His passing.
No,
we had a great person. You know what I mean? And you know, we know what happened. I watch people do that shit with Nip. You know, they doing it with DMX, you know, talking about COVID shots and shit.
Mm.
You know what, man? I just want to remember a great person who gave me joy in my childhood. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
For me, that's what it's about.
That's it, man. We can leave it at that, man. We can pay homage to him.
Right.
We don't have to tear him down. You know, so.
Right. Whatever the fuck he was doing in that hotel was his business.
All day.
You understand what I'm saying?
I assumed he was on tour, you know, but
yeah.
You know.
But I think he lived down there though.
Oh, okay.
I think he lived in Florida. So yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. 57
Yes,
is
sir.
too young, man. But
Indeed.
Very, very much
I'm
so.
sure he
Indeed.
had a full life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Said that.
But you know, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the good thing is, man, these groups from his era were still able to make money because people wanted to, you know, you got our era. We grown up and people a little bit older wanted to see them, but they could go overseas and make a nice little penny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know.
And that's
he had a good life.
that still throws me, man, how guys could be minor over here in the States and overseas there. You know what I mean? The next MJ or something. I just don't get how they can't catch fire here at home and then go overseas, man. They're a household name. You know, that happened to the late, great J-Dee, J Dilla.
Yeah.
Well, huge overseas. Here, you know, you go, you know, Midwest, go, you know, his stomping grounds, Detroit. And they're like, who? You know, it's like, seriously. You know what I mean? This dude is a legend, you know.
I tried to keep up with the albums that they would release posthumously, man. And, you know, what it would be just be his beats, like 2 or 3 songs. Somebody, man, this man was a fucking magician, man.
Till he died, he was literally programming beats in his bed. He was programming beats, and I think they just released the last song he was working on before he passed. They just put that out. If you interested, go ahead and check that out. I think it's on YouTube. But yeah, he another one of those. Everybody who come out and speak about him said he wasn't from this planet. You know, like he's something else. He's a damn alien. That how his brain, you know, how he was functioning and how he came up with these concepts. So light years ahead, you know.
And his joints were complex.
Very.
Those were like
very.
You know, not to diss a Pharrell or something like that.
Right.
You know, but I heard him one day. They were working on a Black album, and you know, he was saying something like, you know, not to put Primo down, you know, but his was this, mine is, and I remember listening to that beat, and I'm like, my brother, this ain't nothing like what Primo and Dilla was doing. The beats, if you would listen, like sometimes I would listen to pick certain shit out. Like you hear this little whistle that you think is insignificant, but then when you back up and listen to the whole song, you like, oh, that whistle, oh, it's killing the goddamn track, you know. And you know, like you know, it's something special about these cats, man, because I call myself making a beat in my head, and then I back up like, wait a minute, that's that other beat. You know what I mean? But you know, that's part of, I guess maybe that's, you know, part of being a consumer versus a producer, man.
Yeah, man. You know. Speaking of consumer, man, what you think of that Snoop Dogg I sent you, that video?
Oh, big bro, check it out. Got the whole goddamn out.
How is it, man? How is it? Please.
Man, listen. Starting with the first one, it's called CEO. Back up in this motherfucker. Tell me how you feel now.
Okay.
Either you're fake or you're plastic. It's hard to keep it real now. Man, look, Snoop going, and the beats are fire.
Okay.
The beats are amazing, man. That track, I loved it because when the video, let's just say the video, because I love the track. But when I was watching the video, I'm like, oh, that's Kane.
Yes.
That's Slick Rick.
Yes.
That's Eric B. Rock M.
That's
B. Rock CL's
who's shouting out recreating King T? Snoop. Come on, man. I mean, dude, you hit me in my heart with that one. I mean, damn.
Criminal Minded.
Yes, sir.
Snoop always said, man, hey, this is what I was influenced by. He said these cats were dropping hits before we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, recreating the album covers was genius. I mean, coming out of the album cover, he did the Slick Rick, the LL, BDP, Ice-T.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That's Snoop knocked it out the park with that one, man. I love that video, the song, the whole concept, and kudos to the big homie because he laced that one. That video, the song, and match. To me, ain't nothing fucking with that in 2021 right now. Snoop got the crown right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So anybody watching this, please go check out that new Snoop video. Was that Look Away or something, or Look Something?
It's Look Around.
Look Around.
And I'm a back my brother up with saying, go get the album Streets to the Sweets.
Nice.
Beautiful album, man.
Nice.
Good album. And it's good. It's good to see that this cat is still rocking like that.
Yeah.
Cube dropped the album a few years back, man. These cats still got it. I don't know what that pace is, but I was loving that motherfucker.
Speaking of Cube, y'all remember the Lench mob?
God, come on.
Yeah.
Remember his partner who went to prison, J-Dee?
Yeah.
He's getting out.
Well, now.
Yeah, remember he caught a body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, he's getting out. I just saw that on one of the Hip Hop DX or something like that.
Now he still got
J-Dee from the Lynch,
because everybody had a little problem with how he was managing Lynch Mob.
Yeah. I mean that was the early days when guys were doing that independent, trying to start their own label and things of that nature. Some of them didn't fly off well. They were better off just being managed by other folks instead of trying to manage folks. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been 20-some years, man. Hopefully they squash that.
Man, Katz's father's damn near grandfathers, and I truly hope that. And I'm not even talking about the brother who was locked up. I'm just saying I hope that time has kind of smoothed some things over, and the brothers can sit down and talk. And I know, a motherfucker fucking you out of your bread. It's easy for me to sit back and say, but maybe it's something like, where the Locks met up with Diddy. And they was at this motherfucker for years.
Right.
And then finally they sat down and he released their royalties and shit like that. So, I hope it's something where my man can do the right thing, because, I always say it like this, man. It wasn't fun when Easy was doing this shit to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what's that, Jerry Heller?
Right.
We got enough going on right now as far as the brothers, man, to where, some shit, man, we can, if we got the opportunity to rectify, man, maybe we should go that route.
Yeah. And that mindset comes with time, and maturity. Hopefully they could just, like, look, man, it wasn't even really about the money. It was about, lack of respect and a lot of guys don't like working for their homeboy. Like, oh, I thought we was partners. Like, no, for you signed, you are my artist. Pretty much, I tell you what to do. But some guys got that street mentality. It was like, look, man, I'm gonna get it regardless, with or without you. And that clashes. So,
Yes, sir.
He
man.
He got some plans to make some music.
I hope so. Yeah, 20-some years sitting down. I'm sure he got some tablets,
like
man. I'm sure he got some tablets, man.
Yeah.
So
toilet paper, something.
Sure he got some tablets, man. Ready to rip, but like I said, I don't think Q ready to do that except for that Mount Westmore. I don't think he's ready to do a Lynch Mob album or even a West Side Connection album.
Yeah.
Because him and Mac 10, still at odds. So
a lot over money too.
It fell out over. I think I saw the interview with Mac 10. He said it fell out something on the lines of he knocked out his brother-in-law at the studio.
I saw that.
And Cube sided with the brother-in-law. Was like, dude, that ain't had nothing to do with you. Your brother-in-law was wolfing, and I had to chin check him. I'm like, pretty much, I don't care who your brother is. You coming at me, right. I'm gonna knock you out, and that's what Mac. He did. And Cube was like, dude, you ain't have to do that. And Mac felt the other way. Like, apparently I did.
Right.
And
just like that.
He's like,
just like that.
Like, he ain't fucking with him no more. He's like, dude,
right.
Don't let him fuck with our money.
Yeah.
He's like, that was some other shit. That was just some grown men working it out. He didn't clap him. He just put the pause on him real quick.
Right.
That's it.
How they get, but that, you know what, man, and that's how they did back in his day, man. That's back in that era, man. You know, it resorted to hands. I mean, I understand it's your brother-in-law, but you know who your partners are.
Facts.
You know
Facts. Because think about it.
I didn't know that them braids actually represented his set.
Dude, think about if Dub would have put his hands on, what would Cube do? Cube wouldn't have done nothing. They'd be like, you should have been fucking with, Sizzle. Don't fuck with Sizzle. We call him Sizzle for a reason.
I doubt he would even said something to Dub.
Facts.
I'm shocked he said something to Mac. Not to call the man a punk or nothing like that, but you from there. You know who you decided to put on your right and your left, who you decided to make money with.
Exactly.
Just because he's catching the group. After all these years, they the same motherfucking person. I think Dub wake up and make breakfast, he walk on.
I just got that visual.
Malt licking.
That was some dope shit.
The chicken hawk the same way. Like, hey man, what you expect, man?
Facts, man. You ain't speaking nothing but the facts, man.
You should have told your brother-in-law, like, listen.
Don't say nothing to him, man. Yeah, don't say nothing to him, man. Just keep moving. He got something to say. Just keep moving. Right. Yeah, keep moving.
You don't have that rapport with that man.
Exactly.
You got an issue. Come talk to me, and I'll do my best to rectify it. But you that's why you got to be conscious. They are, old adages, man. You know the company you keep. They talk about.
Right.
Got to be aware who around you, and then the people you bring around. Got to be aware who you around.
Yeah, you got your business folks and you got your hood folks. Sometimes you don't mix the two. You know what I mean? You do not mix the two.
Right.
And I guess that happened at the studio, and Mac wasn't feeling it that day. Knocked him out. He was like, after that, Cube stopped fucking with me.
That's my brother-in-law.
Cool it is.
Maybe the brother-in-law was about that life too, and just took an L that day.
That's it, and that's how it used to get handled. Like, you took your L, you got up, dude, dust yourself off, and we go have a drink, and we settled that.
Right.
That's all. We done. We ain't even got to rehash it no more. So let's move on. Let's get back to the business. But
and it ain't even so much about an ego thing where motherfuckers say, "Oh, he whooped you." Sometimes motherfuckers got to release that tension.
That's it.
That's all it is.
That's
just releasing pressure. All right, you got socked again. Wipe the shit off. Let's go get a beer.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Let me tell you something, man. When I went, when I was in the Army, I was around some older cats. They was in their 20s just to, I was 18, 19, to tell you what it is. But you know what, man? That's how we was, man. I kind of came up a little bit more under these dudes, man. My man Rico, Son Hell, El Dorado, these cats tell motherfucking quick, I'll whoop your ass, man. Or, hey, we go the fuck outside. Whoever lose by the beer. That's how we was.
That's it.
We'd be at the domino table slapping them hard. Motherfucker say something. Hey, man, I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Well, let's go outside.
Right. It wasn't about wait right here while I go to my trunk. Nah, let's go on. Matter of fact, let's move this table, or we can move some furniture. However you want to do it. Yeah.
And that's the thing about these cats, man. They good brothers, man. Real good brothers, man. And to this day, man, like, I rode with them cats, man, and they was always holding something, especially Rico, the lowest motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat your face, and you know what? We didn't all been in scraps together and shit like that, and the respect, the fisticuffs was respect amongst the brothers. That's the circle.
Yeah.
Outside, these cats was ready to do something else, but they didn't take it there, man. It never. Fortunately, it never had to get there. But again, man. That thing, once again, Cube should have put that fire out before it even went there, man.
I don't know, if Cube was in the studio actually when it happened. I don't know if he caught it secondhand, but regardless, he could have just, talked to his brother and talked to Mac separately, not even together, just separately.
Right.
Like, look, man, that can't happen. It happened, but it can't happen again. I got that one because think about it, it could have went way left.
Right.
His wife could have been, planning the funeral. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
let me tell you,
we all did some studio time. How much actual professionalism was around them studios. You know what I mean?
Right. So, it's a kicking session.
And,
yeah.
And it's out the rest of it.
Somebody come in there and talking this, talking that. Mac was like, well, you gonna talk about it, be about it.
Right.
And
And
came up
it's
short.
look,
That's all, man.
yeah, look, man. If you want to listen to some shit where they get into this subject even deeper, the Gangster Chronicles with Mob James.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
James talk about this shit. Mob, he like, hey man, like when he talk about the scene in Straight Outta Compton where Dre was whooping everybody ass. He said, that's bullshit, man. Goddamn well that shit wouldn't. He older cat now. Goddamn well that's some Hollywood shit. That nigga wouldn't have did that with us around.
Right. It's a lot of cats who know what really happened. Like when who got knocked out or whatever. They know. They have the stories. Brother, I was there when so and so got knocked out. And his homeboys picked him up, and we continued to kick it. He got stories on top of stories, like your favorite gangster rapper getting knocked out. You know what I mean?
Go.
Like when Suge got KO'd. They know all the stories. So,
motherfuckers is human, man.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is human, no matter what you put on, man. But some cats are in cultures within cultures, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want they shit to bleed out to a culture that you don't really know about, man. You know what I mean? So, I was like I said, man, I was in the army with a lot of these motherfuckers. Cool brothers. But I seen them like when some motherfuckers from outside the squad, these motherfuckers turn full goddamn South Central Compton.
Yeah. You will get your issue.
Why?
Yeah, you will get your issue.
All the motherfuckers in the army, man. Shit.
They say that they don't know if that whole checking in thing is a myth or if it's a real thing. No, bro, you need to check in. You need to know where to go. You need to know what side you're on at all times. So,
look, take it up to Detroit. Trick. What's your other name?
Trick.
What they call this cat? The Hood Mayor?
Yeah.
Dr. Something Matt.
He instituted the no-fly zone. He shut down concerts. Yeah, he shut down concerts.
And his reasoning, people was on, people were online like, oh, why don't you make a no-fly zone for the white folks? Shut up, nigga. Shut up. You online. You online talking. The brother had, he made a good point. He like, man, we come here, these motherfuckers come here, get fat and dip out.
Yeah, don't bring nothing to our city. They take. Right. They don't bring nothing. They don't put nobody from the city on the bill. Any of that. He was like, nah.
They wouldn't let anybody even open up.
Right.
From the and Detroit is talented than a motherfucker, man.
Facts.
The Motor City talented. And so he said, man, we gonna shut this shit down. And the motherfucker did it.
That was some gangster shit. All you saw on that clip was Rick Ross is scared to get off his bus. He will not be performing tonight. Sorry, folks. I was like, holy shit, that was gangster.
Ross tried to save face like a motherfucker, like, hey man, homie, you want stop.
Yeah, stop.
I ain't saying you're soft, big bro, but stop.
Right.
We saw the outcome of that, man. You didn't come on that stage.
Come on now.
You didn't get off that bus.
That motherfucker soft as a little doughboy, man. I mean, you don't take another nigga's name ever.
Oh man, that's a whole nother man. We could talk on that for because that's foul. That is foul. You act like that dude. You act like the dude was dead and gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I mean? For trying to take a name like that,
put no money on his books, none of that shit. Not even
nothing
on tour, none of that. I mean, come on, man. You stole this motherfucker's name.
Yeah.
And got kids thinking you the real fucking Rick Ross, man. Man, fuck
I get
him,
you.
Fuck that beard. Fuck that. Fuck him.
You think you take that beard off every night, man? Hang it up over the shower.
Over the shower.
Hang it up over the shower, man.
Wash that beard like that.
A little hot water bag.
Look better if it was washed in Woolite.
Oh man. But I forgot all about that whole. Now he's not necessarily Rick Ross, Ricky Rose, and all the other aliases, but he did he did jack my man for his name, and that's it. I watch his most of all Rick Ross interviews, the real Rick Ross interviews, and he's a pretty solid dude. And it's like that's the kind of guy you would want on your team. Yeah, you know. Yeah, especially now.
He's an angler, man. The dude he can figure out fucking ways to make money out of nothing. You know, and that's the dude you want on your team, man.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, man.
That's one of those you need to have a sit down and y'all need to clear some things up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking he'll be open for a conversation and try to square things up and just like, look, from here on out, you know, I'm gonna cut you a check, you know, because I got paid off your name. Shit. You know, from here on out, you know, just out of respect.
Right on, right on. And Ross, the real, you know, the original, you know, the only, you know, not the motherfucker, you know, he seems to be like a level-headed brother. I listen to him in interviews, and I don't even think he asks for no money. And then he's just like, hey man, holla at a motherfucker, man, show a little respect. You got my goddamn name and my life.
Seriously, I did the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm the one who got caught up in the, you know, in the shit. You know, I paid dues for that name. You know, you didn't. You hijacked it. So
that Snowfall shit y'all watching is about me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, that's the last time he had everybody. They stole his whole fucking life.
Pretty much, man.
They even, pretty much. Even down to kill the messenger part. You know what I mean? With the reporter and, you know, the suspicious
all
death
that.
And yeah.
Yeah,
come on, man. Y'all didn't break
my man shot
nothing.
Yeah. Said my man shot himself in the head 2 goddamn times.
Yeah, no. Was that consultation fees? Anything, man. Just break me off a little bit. Hell, Dub C getting paid off of it, but Rick Ross can't.
Gary Webb, that was the story of Gary Webb. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know. So, man,
you finished the season yet?
Yeah, I did. Yesterday, actually. Dope, man. Some old Kaiser Sose shit at the end, man.
Oh, shit, I got it. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry, man.
You know, I be on some other shit. You know, my big kid ass be up there watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Hold the fuck up, nigga. Watch that cocaine shit, nigga. I'm like, oh man, all right. You know, my two next big things I'm jumping on is Godfather of Harlem, and I'm gonna finish up Snowfall because they said Godfather of Harlem is some deep shit.
Forrest Whitaker, baby. Forrest Whitaker.
A lot of good, so it's got a lot of deep, good messages in there if you pay attention closely.
Yeah.
So I'm on it.
Yeah, man, definitely watch that. I can't wait for the next season of that to pop off. But Snowfall was the shit. What's up?
Now is he playing Bumpy Johnson? Or
yes,
sir.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's playing Bumpy. Oh yeah.
Is Frank Lucas in there?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's strictly about Bumpy. I don't think he jumped in there yet.
Yeah,
not yet. I'm pretty sure he will have a role eventually.
I would love to see it too, man, because you know, I'm one of these motherfuckers that watch the outtakes. And what's the police officer's name that was on his ass the whole time that Russell Crowe played?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, look, man, you know, he did some shit, but you know, Frank got a habit of embellishing shit.
He was breaking the whole thing down. Like, man, when we was filming, I could see him trying to get back into it. He's like, you wasn't that dude. You wasn't that dude. Yeah, you wasn't that dude. Calm down, man.
He said, man, I don't know about going to Vietnam on your own, motherfucker, but
right.
You do. Because they were friends. They developed a friendship, man. And you know, it's like what's my man name? Corey Pegues, and I want to say the cat from the 7-5 documentary, Michael Dowd or whatever. Not Michael Dowd, but you know, it was a criminal. They both cops. One went from being a criminal to a cop. Another one went from a cop to being a criminal, and they became friends. So he knew Frank. They actually became good fucking friends years later. He's like, yeah, he got a habit. You know, he might put a little bit of egg on some shit.
Right.
I'm like, damn.
That's like, wow.
I'm like,
that 100 keys was actually 10. He just added that 0.
What if we got a whole goddamn beautiful epic feature film out of a couple nickel bags. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how they looking at it. Like, look here, man, I was there. I knew what happened, and they going to cut me a check for this damn story if I sign off on it. So be it. If he said it was 100 keys, sure, it was 100 keys. If he said he had 100, 30 chicks in the room, sure, it was 30 chicks.
Go with it.
So let's just go with it. And that's what they do in that. That's what they do in hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we talked about that before. How we thought Cube and these cats were the most gangsterous people on the planet, and come to find out, they on their way to college.
Man, and it happens a lot, man. In the martial, I'm a martial arts film cat, man. The Frank Duke story of Bloodsport. They said he lied about all that shit. They said it ain't no history of secret underground Kumite in an organization called the Black Dragon Society. There's like, this guy wasn't punching through bulletproof glass. They found out it was something else.
Yeah.
He didn't have the fastest knockout KO. This motherfucker said he was a super spy. None of that shit happened, but we got a great movie out of it.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I mean? I ain't the spy. I ain't trying to catch the nigga.
Shit. Movies and told the whole world that Rocky Sylvester Stallone was a heavyweight fighter. That nigga's a good $135.
Yeah. What, 5'2"?
Hey, you remember that show? You remember that reality show, that boxing reality show? It was a boxing reality show. It was short lived. Yeah. And Stallone on the first season. It was that. Oh damn it! It was shit. It was them at the end. They get a title shot or some shit or whatever at the end. It was like a process of elimination. The contender. Right. That's it. Yeah. The contender. And Sly would always come out. I think it was Sugar Ray on the first episode, the first season, and Sly. And I was like, what in the fuck is Sly doing on this bitch? Like, motherfucker, you was Rocky, and then you was the cat in the Kevin Hart movie. I mean, it's one thing to be a boxing aficionado and then to be a boxer.
Right. It's two different hats. And he's in there, so like, dude, you can't say stop and, let's see if that looks right, if that's the right angle during an actual fight. No, you can't do that. And like you said, it just doesn't look right. Like you're an actor. Stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like you don't hear rappers, giving testimony about Gangster Chronicles, these stories or whatever, the smart ones,
right.
Won't
I think 8 is on there now. I haven't listened to it since 8 has been on there.
Okay.
But your point, regardless, is the truth. Like, you don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see the real ones, the ones who actually put in, because they know, like, dude, there's no statute of limitation on murder.
Let me tell you something. What's the motherfucker? They were smart back in the days, though. We take for granted how smart they were, because look, Bobby Shmurda did what, 5-7 years for one goddamn song.
Yeah.
Imagine what these gangster rappers would happen if somebody really, if they was really out there putting the business out. Yeah. They had a code, you just didn't talk about streets.
Remember Ice-T was talking. He was like, remember that one video I did? And, at the end he got killed. He was like, every weapon you saw in that video was real. He was like, those were some real life. He was like, those were some gangsters in that video. That was their shit. There was no props. We didn't know back then, because we actually was listening to what he was saying. And he was like, and if you notice at the end, I got killed. He was like, so that was my message, to these cats back then. It's like, I'm trying to go this way. I'm trying to get a check,
Let's go to The Godfather. They said when that movie was made, I read an article. I think they had a write-up in GQ or something about it.
Yeah.
They said that motherfucking Francis Ford Coppola didn't know that all the it was mafia motherfuckers all around them when they was making the movie.
Yeah, same thing with Goodfellas.
Yeah.
They went to pay these motherfuckers, and nobody gave them real Social Security numbers.
We were just talking about that no bid, no shows, contracts, man. This shit is real. This is how it worked. That's how that shit worked. And like I said, the real gangsters laugh. They think it's funny. Like when they shot The Sopranos.
Yeah.
It was like, man, we give it to them. It was like, they're about 60-70%, of it is right. The rest of it is fluff. You know, there's like they got some of it, you know, but just enough, you know.
Can I ask I'm probably gonna get ridiculed like a motherfucker when I ask this question. I haven't seen Sopranos.
Bruh, what is your my dude?
Nigga,
lock your ass up in the room.
Damn kung fu Betamax tape, man. Pick up the fucking Sopranos. What did you do with your fucking life?
We've been through a pandemic and you haven't touched any of this?
Nigga, you grew up in Youngstown, man. That shit is
right. It's connected. Hold on a second, man. Let me show you something how connected it is to the Sopranos. Hold on. This is what I hold up in my crib.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Let me see that. Oh, okay. It's a little blurry right now. With
you see it?
Put on Youngstown.
Just put a hit on Youngstown.
They had an episode, man, when dude got locked up in Youngstown. Come on, man. Damn.
Listen.
I ran into Well, I didn't run into them niggas, but I seen them niggas down at you remember the movie theater behind the mall?
Yeah.
Nuts and I think it was Big Pussy was with him. Going in and go check out a movie, man.
Nice.
You know, nobody has that fucking hair. You know?
Exactly. The wings. Yes, the wings.
But the only thing that stood out about this motherfucker was that fucking hair. You know?
Got you. Yeah, he did time. He actually did time.
I want to say that they made another movie in Youngstown. There was another mob movie made in Youngstown. I think with the guy that played Paul in it. And look, I know I sound crazy, but it's just I never really had to look, when The Wire came on, I don't even think I had fucking cable. I think what I had to do before, you know, now you got the streaming shit, was I had to go back and buy the seasons.
Got you.
So I paid like $50-$60 for every season of The Wire. And I was planning to do the same thing with The Sopranos, and I just got backed up, man. But you know, man, people keep talking about The Sopranos. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss, man?
They're supposed to come out with a new series of when Tony was younger, and they actually using old boy's son, because the Tony Soprano, he passed away. The original, you know, Tony Soprano, he passed away over in Italy on vacation, and they casted his son, his actual son, to play him as a youth coming up, and they're going to start there when Tony was coming up. Wow. So that's should be coming out, but you got to get on The Sopranos now before that even drops.
I'm gonna jump on it, man. You know, and you absolutely right, Mr. Coppola, because most people don't know. Like, you go there now, most people think that, you know, our hometown is just this rundown, and people don't understand, man. You listen to old Richard Pryor stand up.
Yes, sir.
That was a big fucking mob town back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know what? I'm gonna say this shit as recent as the 90s. You know, if you mention certain names, you know, I ain't gonna do that. You know, as recent as, you know, back in the 90s, man, you know, it was what, 5 families, the Genoveses and all that shit, the Gambinos, and you know, one of them was in you know, Youngstown. You know what I'm saying? And
we were tied in, man. Just Google Youngstown tune-up.
Yeah,
Youngstown tune-up.
The Youngstown tune-up, and let me know what you see.
Let me tell you this, man. If you watch this, there's a movie. I think it was Ray Parker. He's the guy that plays. If you watch Thor, he played a fat motherfucker. From Asgard. Either way, man. There was a movie called Kill the Irishman.
Okay,
it was about the Irish mob. And the main character met this young lady from Youngstown. And he said, "Where are you from?" She said, "Youngstown." He said, "Oh shit, that's a tough fucking city." It was about the mob up in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and it was how the Irish mob started. And very good goddamn movie. But man, our shit was heavy with that shit, man. Our shit was heavy.
Yeah,
I knew guys.
Man. Yeah,
I knew guys that had jobs that they didn't have to show up to. They would hand them their
no bid, no show
window. They didn't even have to walk in the building.
Nice.
I mean,
man,
nice. All those contracts. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what it was. Like I say, when you watch Sopranos, all we're talking about right now, they touched on it. You know, Tony was in sanitation.
Yeah.
Man, look, my old head is a millwright, and he knew all the motherfuckers.
Yeah. Okay.
All the motherfuckers. He was breaking it down like, and he. I mean, this is an old brother, man. Carry yourself like that, But
They made money together, man. Everybody
Yeah,
was
they
tied
did.
in. You had the mob. You had
There you go.
the brothers running numbers. Everybody.
There you go.
Everybody kicked up.
What,
Everybody was tied in.
There's this thing in Hollywood that says, there was this big gap between the two. Not really. Not when it came to money.
Not the illegal side. Not the illegal
Yeah.
side. But when you look at it at face value, as far as the whole economic standing overall as a whole, yeah, there were some disparities. But in the inner city,
Yes, sir.
everybody
Yes,
made
sir.
money together. Everybody made money.
Right. Because you had to go through this person here, and
Thank
you had
you.
to go through that person over there.
Exactly.
Look, go like you said it perfectly, Mr. Coppola. You Google the shit, because it was a lot of brothers involved with that, the Strollo situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, however you want to take that.
They thought they were going to be the first, black dudes to get made, and dude, that's
Right.
on his face. It's laughable. Like, dude, you were hired help. That's all you were and never going to be is hired help.
Right.
There's no right. I remember that whole because I knew one of the dudes who got jammed up. Whatever. I was like, dude, come on, bro.
Yeah,
you had high hopes. High hopes.
Look, other things, man. We can get away from that. The brothers had their own shit there.
That was my point about running numbers and everything else, and it was it was a rule. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't mess with these families. Certain black families that were pretty much untouchable in the city. Like, that's who you did what to who.
To who?
Time to go.
Okay.
Yeah, you better go because I can't help you. It's like you didn't cross that line. I cannot help you.
You better go with that young pregnant bitch down Alabama.
You better go somewhere. You better hide out deep in Cleveland. You better do something, But you can't be around these parts. Not for a while,
As good as the niggas was, they sure wasn't hitting the highway for 40 minutes to find your ass.
Facts. Facts. They gonna go by that club and they gonna go by his baby mama house. If they don't find him, that's it. No turnpike, none of that.
So, you got changed,
right? I heard that.
Nobody got $1.50. Nobody. Okay.
I'm gonna fuck out Nasty B.
I ain't fucking around out there. Next time, the only place you can buy fucking corn and crack on the same street.
You don't need to be there. Like, how the hell he got crack? Yes.
They said there was another show about the Irish mob, the black what is that shit? The Black Donnellys or the black?
For who?
It was about the Irish mob.
Black Donnellys.
It was supposed to be like that version of The Sopranos or something like that. Obviously, I haven't seen it, so maybe I don't need to look for it.
Okay.
Let me see.
You're not talking about Black Mass, are you?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see something. No. It is the Black Donnellys.
About the brothers is two brothers.
Series follows young Roman Catholic Irish American brothers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that shit's good as hell. Them motherfuckers is crazy as hell. Yeah, watch that one too. They crazy. Them motherfuckers is crazy. Yeah.
Watch shit like Space Jam.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I knew you start talking about that Irish mob is not too many docs or miniseries like that. And I definitely piqued my interest, and I watched that whole series. That they are nuts, especially the older brother.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: the older brother.
Check it out. I'm gonna fuck with it though.
Yeah, because it's one that's illegal, and the other brother that's like a congressman or something like that, and they're trying to work within the system. But yeah, it's deep. But definitely check that out, man. Damn, Sopranos, man.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, so much good shit came out of The Wire. You know what I mean? You remember that's where Michael B. Jordan, started. You know, now look at him, man.
Jordan, yeah, Idris Elba,
all of them, man. Launching pad, man.
The one. What was that season? That was season 3 where they went to the season 3 or 2 where they went to the docks.
I hated that shit. That was the worst. I think that might have been 2. I think that might have been season. I hated that shit. That was the worst fucking season.
Let me say this: when I first watched it, I said, "Man, what in the fuck? What happened?"
You left the streets and went to the damn boats. I was like, dude, come on, man.
Right, but for me, I felt like the shit tied in real well as far as like the Greek, you know what I mean? And it painted a picture of the entire city, not just the one side.
Gotcha.
We got to see these motherfuckers over here, these blue collar motherfuckers was really going through it. And the one, I forget what the one cat's name was. He was trying to hold everything together, man. And it caught up to him in the end. But I think it was his nephew who was wilding out. His nephew and his son, they were wilding the fuck out. I dug it, man. I thought it was real good because they were trying to, show you the streets, because if you look at the inside of the DVD things, whatever the fuck you call it. If you open it up, they would show you, all right, the streets, the downtown, like Carcetti and all of the motherfuckers, and what's our homeboy shit?
Yeah,
Clay Davis, and then it would be the docks.
Yeah,
and so they would show you the Greek and all that who wasn't even Greek and all that shit. So I dug it, man.
But the thing that killed me again was another one of those Transformers. Old boy, the main cop. The white dude, he's actually English or British or whatever. I was like, are you fucking another one? Kind of like when you find out Idris, was British. Like, what the son of a bitch? Again, another one got me, but that goes to, to them, kudos to them for a great performance.
Right. The brother on them. The lead brother that was dealing with the what you gonna do. The husband. It's British.
Yeah.
Like, where are these motherfuckers? They call it the British. Where are these motherfuckers coming from?
Right.
It's pretty easy to mimic an American accent. All you need to do is sound like a fucking bloody idiot.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Loud and obnoxious, just all.
You Negroes are so easy to imitate.
Oh.
Shit, it ain't no different over there. The motherfuckers get that Cockney rhyme and slang shit.
The who?
It's called Cockney rhyme and slang. It's the oddest shit to hear. I was watching one of these Guy Ritchie films, and the brother on there, he said, "Yeah, man, I put balls all over your Chevy Chase." And what he was saying was, "I'll put scars all over your face." It's they substitute words, kind of like a code speak.
Okay, man, that would fucking freak me out.
Yeah.
I'll just say if I'm squared up against a dude and he say that to me, I'm turning around and walking away because that don't sound
right.
that don't sound right to me. You gonna put what on what? Yeah, yeah, we cool. I'm gonna go get another drink.
Having a stroke? What the fuck is going on with you?
Balls all over your Chevy Chase. I'm like, what the fuck did this nigga say?
It's a white dog.
Yeah, because I read about this shit and they was like, yeah, it's this shit, man. They don't know where the fuck it come from, but that's
wherever it come from. They need to take it back because
get rid of that shit.
Yeah, they got me all the way twisted. I'd have been looking at my partner like, yeah, it's time to roll out. I can't deal with this motherfucker said. Like, what did he just say? Did he just say he gonna put his balls on your chest? Yeah, like, dude,
right.
I don't think, I think this is the Blue Oyster Bar. Let me get the fuck up out of here. We in the wrong spot.
Dick on his face. Yeah, man.
Like my bus. You got it, man. I'm out. I'm not gonna mess with you.
Right. You got it, homie.
You got it. I'll take the L on that one. Now, anybody asks what happened, I'm gonna tell them exactly what you said to me.
Right. Hey, you did the right thing. Homie.
You right. You was not supposed to touch that, bro.
Right. Here we tell you straight up, man, I'll whoop your motherfucking ass.
That's it.
You know? You walk up on it, I put balls on. Let me get Chevy Chase. Motherfucking leprechaun. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't know what he just said, but like Tank said, I think he just had a stroke and get this brother some help.
Right.
I'm not touching that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
King shit. Yeah.
Man.
That's that new toughness. Okay, then yeah, I'm baby shit soft. I'm good. Okay.
Right.
Hey man, so what y'all think about this Columbus police shooting of the 16
dude? It's still with me. It could go either way because she is wielding a weapon. But somebody raised a great point. Was like, why would an officer take a chance of shooting and putting himself in a situation where he could have hit multiple people, not just that person, right?
I mean, but the distance wasn't that great of a distance, you know. And if you're proficient, you know what you can hit, you know what you can't hit. And there are cops that can't shoot for shit, and this is a cop that can, you know.
Yeah, there's some that are dead eye, you know, but there's some, mind you, there's moving parts.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like she was just standing still. There's moving parts. People were twisting, turning. You know, she's, you know, trying to get after this, you know, that chick in the pink. But again, you got officers who go their whole career and never pull their sidearm. And whatever they pull, they may pull a taser to try to defuse the situation. I know he saw what he saw. Yes, you can use deadly force, but that shouldn't be the first thing you think of. You know, like I say, you got you have a taser, you know, and everybody's like, oh, he should have ran and rushed her. I'm not rushing nobody with a knife.
That's a fucking.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like I said, to me, it's 50-50. It's not like you can't put it in the same category as the other ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He actually has the law on his side.
Plus the other thing,
it's discretion.
The other thing is, you know, if he would have shot and hit the other girl, they would have still charged the chick with the knife.
The girl
with
the murder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they kind of have a blanket immunity type of thing going on where, you know, they'll put it all on you. Yeah, I know I shot both, but it's still your fault.
Let me ask you a question.
Shouldn't have called me, you know. Yeah.
I saw the videos and I heard the actual 911 tapes.
Yeah.
And you know, before I say anything, I'm a little confused about one thing. Now, they said that the young lady, you know, Micaiah, rest in peace, because at the end of the day, she was 16 years old.
Right.
Somebody said one thing, they said it best, and they said, you know, at 16, you know, who the fuck wants that to be their life? That's all they live to 16. Mm-hmm. You know, you got so many hopes and dreams about the future, and then it's gone at 16. But my thing is this. They said that she was the one that called 911. Now, when I heard the tape, I heard the first tape, which was important because the second one somebody called, they just said, okay, the cop's here. The first one I heard somebody say, hey, these girls are at the house and, you know, they trying to fight us. They trying to stab us. So my thing is, was it her that called or was it somebody else? The other thing is, you know, and that's why I don't like a lot of he say, she say, but I guess some people looked into it. They said that it was a foster home and that all the girls belonged to that home. And it started because somebody started, you know, bagging on her about how nasty her room was. Mm-hmm. Wow. And it spiraled out of control. Yeah. Either way, I'll say this. You know, I'm of the mind of other people. We lost a young lady, but also a young lady who was able to go home. I don't know if she started some shit or not, but, you know, it was something petty that got out of control. And I think that some adults failed them. There was a motherfucking grown-ass man.
I saw that.
Sitting there,
kicking.
screaming.
I saw him. Yeah. He jumped in. Yeah.
not my baby. And instead of breaking the shit up, he was
Right.
kicking some young girl who got knocked down by Micaiah. He was kicking her in the fucking head.
Right.
And then when she got shot, he was like, my baby. Well, why didn't you try to grab your baby? You know, she would have recognized you, hopefully.
Right.
The girl was upset. She was enraged. Hopefully she would have recognized you.
Right.
But, you know, she got failed right there. I think the foster mother, whoever else was standing there.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. Again, this 16-year-old girl gone. But, I'm hard-pressed to put racism on it. You got a lot of people speculating, you know, if it was two white girls going at it or not.
Right.
But when you see that tape and they slow it down, and she was mid-swing with that blade towards that young lady's throat, it's like the officer, I feel, had to take some kind of action.
Right. But
people say it could have been a taser.
Yeah.
Mr. Coppola said he wouldn't have rushed. I wouldn't have rushed either, because we talking about what if her arm had went back when he was rushing her,
right,
or something like that. But he had to take some kind of action. One passed away, but another sister went home. So it's kind of, the ground is real shaky as far as just taking a solid stance on it. You know what I mean?
She's definitely.
My thing is, why is it always the end of all ends, like the deadliest resolution? My point. 9 times out of 10, you know,
right.
Traffic stop, death.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Domestic call, death. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes to, you know, people of color, there's no alternative. You have to die. If you calling us, best believe, you know, bring the coroner. You know, also call the coroner. Somebody's going home. You know, they're leaving the building feet first.
I'm thinking this one.
I started saying, what was the? Go ahead.
I'm thinking this one. This police shooting is more of an outlier, and I think it's mainstream media that is that's tossing it in with the rest of this shit. And it's we've been so over fucking pumped with police shootings. I mean, like, as soon as we hear cop shoots black kid, you know,
we automatically furious.
I mean, we saw it with LeBron James. I mean, you know, he ended up pulling down a tweet because the first thing we all think is like, man, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck? Exactly.
You know?
And they making more out of that tweet than, I mean,
what actually happened.
Is he not supposed to be fucking furious? I mean, it's so many of them that sparked off, especially after that verdict. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Cuddy. What was you saying?
No, I'm just saying, this is the one time where they should interview the girls who were going to be stabbed, interview their parents and see what their parents think about his actions. You know, this cop, in some sense, should be considered a hero. And it's media that's throwing this in with, you know, the Breonna Taylors and the George Floyds and everything else.
Right.
Yes, it could have been handled different. Yes, you know, there are a lot of things there's a lot of ifs you can throw at this shit. But at the end of the day, that cop's a fucking hero. And the other thing is what this goes on our fucking generation. Number one, you have a bunch of black kids getting into it, and then somebody picks up and calls the fucking cops. Okay. Now we know what the fuck happens when the police show up. Every adult that was around them motherfuckers should have had that shit settled down.
Yep.
And
before the cops came.
Dodge by the time the fucking cops came.
Like, so-and-so called the cops. That's when everybody booked. When anybody, you know, back in the day would hear that, they call the cops. We gone.
Yeah.
That's when everything stops. The fighting stops. Everything stops.
Because you know
somebody
that
said
comes
that
up when the police shows up.
Right.
I mean, everybody's going to jail for some dumb shit.
Exactly. Everybody, they bring in a paddy wagon. You know, everybody's gone.
Yeah, and somebody said that too back in the day. They said when the cops would pull up on us, we drop every goddamn thing.
Yeah, we're done. We gone. Everybody gone.
Right. If we had a ginger ale, that motherfucker was on the ground and we was in the other direction. You know,
gone.
I agree with Ed in the sense that, why is it in every fucking situation, from cigarettes to a legal gun license,
it's deadly,
to a fake 20, it's all deadly. It's
deadly. That's all. I like you said, Tank. Dude is actually he saved lives that day, because it could have got extra ugly, you know.
Right. But you know what? That question is an important question. You know, from Mr. Coppola, it's always expiration. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we can't sit up here, once again, going to Cuddy, we can't act like a young lady didn't make it home. Whether she popped off some shit, let me tell you something. 16-year-old girls get into it all the time.
Yeah.
You got grown bitches that if you in traffic, and let me say something, when I was going to, when you would drive to work in the morning, I would see women on the motherfucking phone cussing somebody out at 8 in the morning. And at 12:30, coming home, I would see somebody cussing somebody out. So the fact that 16-year-old girls is getting into it, you know, is no shocker. The young lady, somebody, if she called the cops, I just kind of, I'm finding it hard to believe that she would call the cops and say somebody stabbing me, trying to stab us, and then go out stabbing somebody. The cops are already present, and she's actively going after the young lady. Like, I understand, and she's a big girl,
right?
You know what I mean? So,
but it still don't matter, baby, because she's 16. Just like they think because of you know our what we look like in our statue, or whatever. We're older and you know more adult. Like, no, this is a baby. She's 16. Right. I don't give a damn. She was 400 pounds. She's still 16.
Right. And the only reason I mention that is because she bowled down another young lady who looked like she had some weight on her and just took old girl and threw her ass up against the fucking car. Yeah. And the girl was just standing there. Obviously, she wasn't minding her business, but she threw her up against the car. You just saw the blaze. So, you know, I can't paint this as a you know what? He saw a black motherfucker and just shot.
Yeah. Right. I had to look at it from a different perspective from the lady at the house. She pointed out, she was like, you do know that. I'm sure the girl with the knife saw the cop. And she still kept going hard. Right. You know, she pushed the old girl down. Then she went over to the other chick and was, you know, right there. And the cop was like, you don't see me with my vest, my gun. You don't see none of this. You don't see my car. You don't see none of this. Right. So I get that, and when the lady said that, I was like, well, shit, you kind of right, because our instinct is when we see the cops and we doing something foul, our track shoes is tied tight, you know, we gone, you know. But she was on one and wasn't going to stop until you know something happened. And again, I haven't plugged all the way into this situation, so I'm not gonna, you know, try to act like I know all the facts of what was going on before. What I do know is that, again, what Tank said, that the adults that were there, it was just an epic failure. Right. They could have handled that's on. To me, this whole situation is on them, not the police. Yeah. I just found the facts that I have right now, it's on the adults who were there. It's on them. I just found it fucking cartoonish. And you know what? And let me backtrack. Somebody said a lot. You know, somebody else was they made the comment that, and we know this to be true, that in a lot of these foster homes, those parents really don't give a fuck. It's all about the check. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just found it cartoonish because I had to rewind the video back. And I actually caught it on the slow motion. Homie screaming, oh, you shot my baby. But, motherfucker, you was kicking another young lady in the head.
Somebody else's baby.
Right. That's one of the quickest way to take
with your grown ass, like, and they should bring charges up on his ass too.
Exactly. They need to go back, look at that video, and see what he was doing to that young lady who hit the ground. Right. Because when you watch it, there's a third vantage point. The neighbor across the street had a camera that caught the whole shit, and when the girl fell, you saw this grown bastard walk over. And instead of trying to grab his baby, he kicked the young lady in the head. I just, you know, for me, the young lady made it home and her parents don't have to mourn. It's sad that it's a give and take situation, literally. Mm-hmm. One life was lost for one to live, but I can't just look at homie and say he saw black and lost his mind. Right. Whatever you want to call it, the motherfucker is a hero in the situation. Yeah. That might not be the popular opinion, but hey,
that's what it is. Like I said, we all have our own opinions and we all have our own views on this. So, like I said, it's coming. These events are coming so rapidly. I mean, we just got I can't even say a full victory, a half a victory, because George Floyd is still dead. That's not a victory.
Right. Well, shit,
you know what I mean?
Not elected yet.
That part too,
Right.
but the fact that we all was on pins and needles on something that was so clear cut.
Yeah.
Right. And
you know what I mean? That's what makes it so fucked up. That's why it's a hollow victory.
Right. And just to back up real quick, the lady of the house, man, your lady, she made a good point, because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And it stopped me. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. That cop was right there. She
wasn't that far away.
She was kicking ass literally in front of the damn cop.
Right.
And
it was another one off to the side.
Yeah.
But the one that shot wasn't that far away, and I didn't think about that. But I think this shit just it happened at the wrong time, because for me, yeah, I'm happy homeboy got convicted, but we know how to. Amber Geiger walked into a brother's motherfucking apartment and shot him dead. Told every goddamn lie. Witnesses turned up dead. She pretty much got the equivalent of 2 years. It's funny how they work magic around the sentencing, even when you know what the minor guidelines are.
Right.
The minimum, excuse me. And it's everybody was cheering, and I'm like, yeah, this is good, but it's still so many who didn't get justice.
Yeah, and I hate the pundits now that are saying, well, now, any activists who call the cops, they shouldn't allow the cops shouldn't be allowed to show up for them if they need assistance. Like, dude, we're doing this case by case. We could do this case by case,
right,
and break it down, and just so you could have some clarity and understand that we're not against the cops. We're against these crazy psycho motherfuckers who think that is cool, to put a knee on somebody's neck. And now I saw something that they're bringing another charge against him for a 17-year-old. They want to bring, because he choked the kid out or whatever, and they want to file charges on that one as well, on top of his conviction.
Let me say one more thing, because you said something very, very intricate thing right there, and I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna ask a question. At what point did being a cop become synonymous with white? Because I remember people saying cops, and we all know that black cop who go way the fuck overboard to prove that he down. Nobody said white cops. Nobody is saying that all cops is bad. You have certain cartoonish characters out there saying all cops. No, we talking about
him, the guy on the video. Not all cops are on that video. It's him. That's all we're saying. It's him. But they want to lump all that in because it's provocative. It's sexy. It sells. It's baiting race against each other. And we're not trying to do that. But they want to distract from what's really going on, and that's all that is a distraction. I don't want to be distracted. I'm focused on this dude. Now, if I have to say his name every time, so be it. I'm not talking about cops. I'm talking about that bastard on that video. That's it. Not every cop is in that video. It's that guy, and understand that. But it's real easy to blur the lines, and that's what they try to do. And that's why everybody's going in on LeBron. He misstepped on that one. Because he's, like Tank said, he's just frustrated because damn, we just got the verdict. You know what I mean? And now this happened. So his knee-jerk reaction is, yeah, now you next. Because I'm literally watching the verdict, on one screen. And then the next screen, this little girl just got killed by the police, You
got to think about all
the
shit that transpires from the time she picked up that phone to call the police and to the time the police show up. You hear sirens, motherfuckers come out talking about, we called the police, this and that. And the shit still doesn't die out. And the poor girl was a victim of circumstance. She had bad fucking parents around her. She had bad adults around her. Made a terrible decision to pick up a knife and go after two girls, and it cost her a life.
Yeah. So, like I said, I hope that they charge the adults who were in charge, because everybody looked like they were all minors. So whoever was at home that day should get sued.
I don't give a shit if you
whoever housed.
break that shit up.
That's your property.
We all know what the fuck happens when
What happens,
car, you know.
Especially now, you know better now, and that's why I'm going in extra hard and saying that they should be charged.
Yeah,
not the cop, but the adults. They should be charged.
Right, because one stood there, and like I said, the other one
participated. Yeah, he participated.
Yeah, and they need to bring that motherfucker up on charges, because I almost laughed when this nigga said, "Not my baby," and then I saw that this motherfucker was
kick game.
And I hear people, I see people online saying shit like, "Whoa, what would you do if somebody came to your house?" Now, let's look at this other story. There was a brother in New York whose son, these white guys came to his house trying to hurt his son. It was a pack of them. And he did the best he could to get them away. He wasn't fighting them. Now, eventually he ended up killing one of them. Mm. But he did what he had to do to try and get them away first. That's why he got off on it. Because first of all, they shouldn't have been where they were. And second of all, he did try to talk to him. He made his son get in the fucking house. He didn't let his son sit out there with a goddamn knife or trying to do anything like that.
Right.
My point is, there was not a responsible adult in this situation. Yeah. There was not a responsible adult. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Here they hold, your child is truant, they hold the adults accountable.
Right.
In a lot of states. And if your daughter's out there swinging a knife and you kicking a motherfucking young girl, you need to be held accountable as well, because you easily could have stepped in that situation and tried to defuse it. Now her life is gone, and you looking at the cop. You need to look in the fucking mirror. You know what I mean?
There's plenty of times when the police get it wrong, but this time, man, we got to look at it from every angle on this one as well, and it's up to him to make that decision, and he made the decision. That's all.
You also got to keep in mind,
and again,
that these officers also rendered aid to that young girl.
Immediately.
There you go.
Yeah.
Immediately. That look. Let me say this. That's why that goddamn tape came out so fast. That's why everybody's saying, "Hey, man, the tape came out so fast because they're confident and sure that they didn't do anything wrong."
Mm-hmm.
But
they're being transparent in the motherfucker.
That's like a thing Columbus PD does all the time, because they end up shooting people like twice a week. But the body cam footage comes out immediately. There's none of this holding shit until everything dies down.
Right.
Let's get it out. We'll face it head up.
Right.
Right. Because what was homeboy in Virginia? That shit happened in December. The officer that was stopped, the military officer, the lieutenant that was stopped, they said that shit happened in December. A lot of these things are happening the previous year and all that shit, and we just now finding out about it. But I'm glad they released it. To switch gears, we talking about good cops. Woman by the name of Carol Horn, former police officer up in Buffalo, New York. She just got her pension reinstated. Why? Because she stepped in when another officer was abusing somebody. They ended up firing her. The police officer who was a lower rank than her was cussing her out and all kinds of shit. She was every bitch on earth, like, you don't ever interrupt.
Okay.
She got fired, but you know what? She just got her pension after all this time. She fought him. And kudos to her, because a woman, she stepped in and did the right thing and probably stopped another situation like Mr. Floyd's or something like that from happening, So
yeah, you got to give it up when they get it right. You got to give it up. You got to pay attention when they get it wrong. Either way, and you have to.
And sure.
And I'm sure everybody's emotions and feelings are running extremely high, especially after the verdict. But you have to pay attention. It's case by case. You cannot lump all these in together. And I think that's what happened with Mr. James.
Right.
He just got caught up. He caught wind. Somebody whispered in his ear. He saw the text or something and just fired one off. Right. So, I mean, it happens. But now you see how sinister and how deep that they're going in on him, and it ain't even about what's really going on. It's some other stuff. It's him personally now. They coming at him and his whole, his so-called agenda, but
You got
It's crazy, man.
Candace Owens running her mouth. Everybody got something to say. And you know what? The brother made a mistake. The brother do more good than any of these talking head motherfuckers out here running their mouth about
Facts.
him. You know what I'm saying? Off the court, ain't nobody put up the kind of money he did to educate these children. So fuck these motherfuckers.
With a long dick.
From Old Painless, fuck them. You know, they look, he a brother with money, and he a brother that's actively out there trying to do shit. And it's more than just that. It's more than just that he's done. So they kiss all my motherfucking yellow ass. You know what I'm saying? Trying to come.
I saw one there talking about how, you know, he wouldn't turn away if cops were to protect him and his multi-million-dollar, you know, estates. And I was like, do you still understand? He comes from public housing as well. Y'all try to make it seem like he was always this LeBron James, you know, like he's been rich his whole life. Y'all know his story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Thank you for saying that.
And that's what pisses me off. They make it seem like he's always been at the top. Yeah. You know, he earned his stripes.
They didn't give a fuck about him until they found out he could play some fucking basketball.
Right.
And remember, he was the poster boy for, you know, shut up and dribble. Mm-hmm. You know, they can't stand him. He is you know, right under Little Nas X will be LeBron. You know, you know.
You got, who was the fat motherfucker, the sports commentator guy, wore the detective hat and shit? You know what I'm talking about? Was always saying fucked up shit. Either way, when it came out that somebody spray painted, you know, the N-word on Mr. James's home. Yeah. You mean to tell this dude? You mean to tell me that LeBron James, multi-million-dollar basketball player, is experiencing racism? No, I think that there was just an ignorant person who sprayed something on his house. That's not racism. Wow, like, really, my nigga? Really, fat nigga? Really, fat boy? Really?
That wasn't what it was. What does that mean? What does that N-word mean on somebody's house? $1 million house. Not when he was in you know, in public housing, but when he was in his mansion. That's when that happened.
Right.
Come
Jason
on,
Whitlock said that shit. He said that shit.
I got you.
You know, he always had a bone to pick with him. You know, just like Skip Bayless always got a bone to pick with the man.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing is, all y'all can do is nitpick.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know what, I'm going to say it once again, ain't one of these motherfuckers who got this bone to pick with the brother doing what he doing as far as giving back. So fuck him.
Yeah, my thing is, if you can nitpick on what he's doing wrong and, you know, instead of focusing on what he's done more right than wrong. But the only thing you can focus on is the negative. And then, like you said, man, you know, I got, you know, zero respect for you for, you know, insinuating that he's that type of dude.
Right.
You know, he came up. That brother been on his grind since he was 18.
Right.
You know, what have you accomplished since you've, you know, hit that threshold? Have you carried your family, your city, your state on your back?
Hey, just think about all that.
At that age. And if this is his misstep, I think he's doing damn good. Yeah. If this is his only misstep, considering the stereotype that they have on us.
Just think of the missteps that they've given us over the years. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
Oh, right. Right. And serious missteps, you know, and all he did was put out a knee-jerk tweet.
Right.
Just a knee-jerk tweet after all these years, him being in the public eye. This is his only somewhat misstep in him. And for some of the, you know, diehard fans, him getting hurt or him leaving Cleveland.
Yeah.
Let me say something, man.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
We just coming off of a presidency where the commander, you know, the leader of the supposed leader of the free world didn't do shit but put out knee-jerk tweets
all day
long.
All
you
day.
know what I mean? And these same motherfuckers is talking about LeBron. They didn't have a word to say, but it's all about keeping the brother in their place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way they think about this dude, and I wish he had never did this magazine cover, but he probably didn't think anything of it. Think about when they did the King Kong photo spread where where he had the Brazilian chick in his arms, and then they put it side by side to I think it was the 50s version of King Kong. And it was the exact same shit. She had on the same dress. You know, there's a place that they want to put that brother in, and they can't. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, shout out to Mr. James. The other thing I want to say is this, you know, real quick. Let's back it up. As far as policing goes, it is extremely important, and it is detrimental that we as a people call that shit fairly. And not lump everything in, you know what I'm saying, and put it in the same basket. Because when you do that, it harms us when the shit is legitimate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You got motherfuckers, you know, whatever anybody believes, you got people, whatever you feel about Al Sharpton, every time he shows up, you got people to this day. You can go on YouTube, pull up commentary by these right wingers. They're still bringing up Tawana Brawley.
Yeah.
Just to discredit anything he says, no matter how right he is. So it is detrimental that we call it fair and we be honest and try to be as objective as possible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've heard some people say, hey, they just killed another young lady. And in the comment section, you see brothers and sisters saying, like, you're conveniently omitting the fact that this young lady was actively trying to stab
somebody,
another young lady.
Right. You can't, you know what I mean? You got to have all of the facts, you know?
Yes, sir.
That's it. You know, we could walk and chew gum at the same time. We could figure this out. Just look and see what's going on and assess the situation. You know, some people, you know, that cop had a split second to decide right hand, left hand, you know, Glock, taser, you know, or jump in. But, you know, I'm not going to, you know, try to get inside that guy's head at that time. You know, that's on him. But again, I want to go back to it should have never got to that. Once, you know, everybody knew, I'm pretty sure everybody there knew that the cops were called. You know, she running around here poking folks. Somebody picked up that phone and called the police. Like, we can't nobody stop her. You know, and again, that adult jumping in, you know, kicking a girl who's already down. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what the hell that was about. So that's a whole nother story, you know, and hopefully, you know, he does get charged with doing some stupid shit like that. Cause it, you know, in the crime of, what's that? Anybody who dies in the crime of, can get charged as well.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's so important, that you say that, Mr. Coppola. I heard somebody say, I was listening to this other brother's video, and he said, we as a community failed that young lady. No, the fuck we didn't. Her parents failed her. Her daddy failed her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was in, you know, in her charge, you know, was in charge of her when he did what he did. And, you know, I'm not going to keep harping on the same thing, but things need to be put in the right context. So it's unfortunate, and that young lady could have been a superstar in anything she chose to do, man. And so the sad thing is we'll never get to know.
Yeah. Yeah. That just, we can't even catch our breath from one situation. We keep going from situations to situations. And now we got that other one, was in the Carolina about the brother who got shot
in the back.
Yeah, the brother got shot in the back, and in Carolina they were doing a warrant, serving a warrant on him, and they ended up killing him. That was on this morning, but
right,
you can't keep track, man. There's just so many that just keep coming, and you have to sit down. You try to tune it out, but you don't want to jump the gun and then lump them all together like many of us been doing, because it's exhausting. And we just got to sit back and look at the facts and like, dude, I just watched the whole thing, and these are my thoughts on that. You know, I think that, you know, in the last case with the young lady with the knife, you know, the cop had, you know, he had his discretion. It was at his discretion at that point.
Yeah.
But with these other ones, this guy who just got shot, in the back, dude, you just don't know until the body cam and everything else comes out.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those we got to wait and see again.
The media has no problem spinning this shit to get views. You know, it's the worst thing in the world, because if they would have came out and said that there was no, you know, police racism or any of this bullshit involved with the 16-year-old Micaiah, you know, it would have been a done story. You know, they wouldn't still be, you know, putting that
Talking
shit on
about
rotation for 3-4 days straight, getting people riled up. Yeah.
Yeah, because now it's about LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even about the baby who died. It's about LeBron now. You're right. It spins off so quick when you don't focus on what's really at hand. You know, they will spin the hell out of it, just like that. Just like we were talking about the verdict, saying that that cop will never get he could have never got a fair trial because of the media. You know, it's like, dude, the video. It wasn't the media spin. It was the video. That's it.
Yeah.
I think the sad thing with that shit is it almost feels like at no motherfucking point can a brother get justice or actually look. When motherfucking OJ, they found, you know, OJ was found innocent. They swore that motherfucker was guilty. Well, they didn't give a fuck what nobody said, regardless of how anybody feels about it. When Zimmerman was found innocent, we got to respect the law. But with the Chauvin shit, you see, he didn't get a fair, Candace Owens, he didn't get a fair trial. Fucker Carlson sat up there and had a glitch on his show. They had a guy from New York, I think he was retired, he was in charge of training. And he was saying that Chauvin, the shit he did was extremely excessive. And Tucker just had a fucking conniption fit.
Yeah, he canceled him. Yeah, he cut him off.
Off the motherfucking show.
Yeah.
Like, if people don't understand that shit is not news, that all it is talking heads to reaffirm whatever opinion you have and sway your opinion, I don't know what to tell motherfuckers, man.
They're saying, you know, now the police can't get a fair shake. That's not it. They shouldn't get a fair shake when they do shit like that, because that shit wasn't fair. You know, what are you thinking, man? You don't get that's not a license to kill that you have. Protect and serve.
If I'm a mailman and I fuck the mail up, eventually I'm gonna get fired.
Facts.
If I'm a cable man and I fuck your cable up and you don't get the entire package that you want, or it's white noise and all this shit on certain channels, I'm gonna get fired. It might be a career for some, a job for others, but you should get fired if you keep fucking up. If you can get fired over fucking up the cable, if you can get fired for doing something wrong at the grocery store, if you do something wrong when you're a police officer, you should get fucking fired. When it comes to certain shit like taking a life unjustly.
Start talking like that.
You know,
incomes matter. You absolutely right, man.
You got a group of people, man, who just think that anything that these cops do is legit. Whatever he was just resisting arrest. How on his stomach, you know, handcuffed behind him with a knee on his neck.
Right.
He's resisting arrest. No, he's fighting to breathe, just like any other mammal will be fighting to breathe. You know, like, the guy shot himself twice in the head in the back of a cop car. He was resisting arrest.
I think me, the fucked up thing is they want to paint this picture as if this picture that black people can't call shit down the middle. They can't call the shit objectively.
Right.
I seen black person after black person on the video, the cop fucking up that 80-year-old white lady with dementia. It was, hey man, this shit is fucked up. I don't know if you brothers seen it, but it was this white woman. She was a senior citizen. She had dementia, and she did something in the store, took the shit back. Nothing was lost. She was walking down the road. They found this motherfucker, put her arms behind her back, was slamming her on the fucking ground, fucking this woman up. And if you listen to some of these people, they swear we just don't call it folks. What about white folks? Well, if it's wrong, motherfucker, we saying it's wrong with Alex Toledo. There was a white couple that just came out after the Chauvin verdict was rendered. Their son, same thing happened to their son, and they got no justice for it. And I saw black people like, man, it was black people standing with them, you know. But when it come to our people, all this motherfucker didn't get a fair trial, and you know, to see this bitch Candace Owens get up there and she just her asshole is just full of random shit. Because this bitch never fails to just pull shit out there and throw it out there. And then there's black people don't understand this. This one bitch got black people figured out to where she can speak for all of us in white circles with this bullshit ass Ben Shapiro impression that she always does. And it's just like, the cop didn't get a fair trial. The motherfucker got a fair trial. His defense team, it's not that they suck. They ain't had shit to work with.
It was the carbon monoxide. If that's your defense, yeah, you kind of fucked. You know, you're not gonna win. You shouldn't win. You shouldn't win. You know,
he was distracted from the people around him calling them names. Oh my God, sir, did you or did you not say? Nigga was sitting there like, yeah, I said it. And what? Did you not call him this? Like, man,
yeah, I said it and I meant it.
Right,
you know,
motherfucker, I call you that, nigga. Shit, you know, it's you know, hey man, we just
like I said, man, people aren't anti-cops, man. We anti that motherfucker. No. Nobody said, you know, all cops are bad. We're talking about that dude on that video. He's not every single cop. Yeah. Understand that. Right. Understand that. That's all.
You ever seen somebody?
Even cops did not, you know, didn't his chief come up there and say, yeah, he fucking crazy. You know, pretty much like, yeah, that's not what we teach. You know, his boss. So yeah, we need people to, you know, the police to police them damn selves.
Right.
That's all.
Tell you something. I know many cops that are Captain America in my motherfucking eyes. Great goddamn cops.
Mm-hmm.
But got a cousin who's a super soldier. Love him to death, and he's an amazing man. It's just these bad motherfucking, what they would like to call bad apples.
Yeah, we just need, hopefully we could get more cops to come out. But I get their dilemma because these guys got to have each other's backs.
Right.
And once they feel that, you know, you run into a certain situation, man, you could be left out there on your own easily.
That Serpico shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so I get their dilemma, but yeah, we got to fix this, man. You got to get, you know, because he's representing you. You know, that's your team. You know, if he lose, you lose. So you got to fix that, man. Quit thinking of, well, shit, that ain't me. But you knew that motherfucker was crazy.
Right.
You heard him, you know, talking about, you know, calling black folks niggas in the break room. You know, his whole, where his head was before he even left the damn precinct. You know where, you know what he was on. Call that shit out, man.
Right.
That's all. But we don't have that. We got to get to that point. We had finally, you know, cops testifying against cops for the first time. Hopefully it's not the last time.
Because I think these motherfuckers is taking a serious look and say, look, eventually this shit gonna go bad on us.
Facts.
They starting to show up at motherfuckers' houses.
Facts.
The miss taser and shot one in the homie's chest.
Yeah.
They put up blockades around her house. Fences, makeshift fences and blockades. One of the young brothers said, do y'all usually do this for suspected murders? Do y'all usually? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, I mean, you know, it's not about race. This is a cop there. It's not about race. Yeah. Like, ain't nobody, the dude saying, he said, that's how we know it's about race, because not one of us said anything about race. We said murders.
And the kid cracks me up because when she was on the force for 26 years, she can't tell the difference. 26 years. Talk about, the cops need to just be more, you know, trained in diversity training. No. She's, after 26 years, man, if you don't know it by now, you need to sit down.
Yeah. Ain't no teaching.
Right.
You know? Tricks. Yeah, you need to sit down.
Right.
You know, don't be
teaching.
Don't be mad. UPS is hiring. You know.
Right.
So that's why I understand. It's a mentality. It's not training. It's a mindset.
they're gonna have to do something about the vetting problem. Everybody can't be a cop.
Facts.
Just like everybody shouldn't be buying guns, everybody can't be a cop.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You know, maybe they should put all the cooks in the army, make them motherfuckers cops or some shit like that.
And cops shouldn't have to deal with every fucking issue. Because you show up, man, they got to be. They say, you know, now cops damn near have to be EMTs. They have to do everything.
Yeah, hostage negotiators,
everything.
No, I mean they should teach police officers how to be EMTs.
Okay,
they really should. At least basic first aid. Because what we're having now is this tactical medic TCC type shit, where they take fucking firemen and EMTs and shit and attach them to SWAT teams to make entry, you know, and then provide aid internally, internal to a structure. I'm sorry. But you know, they're not handing these guys fucking guns. They're not handing the fucking firemen any fucking police training, none of this shit. You know, it's like, it's easier to teach a cop how to apply first aid than it is to teach a fireman how to be a fucking cop, you know, in SWAT tactics. So yes, they do need to teach policemen first aid. You know, it doesn't even have to be basic shit. I mean, it just has to be basic shit. It doesn't have to be, you know, they don't have to push drugs. They don't have to, you know, decompress chests or none of that shit. Like, just basic first, get that motherfucker from inside the house to outside the house, you know. Yeah.
Here's why it makes sense. I was an infantryman, and part of the training before we went overseas, we had to take 9-line classes.
Yeah.
Had to know how to give an IV. You had to know how to properly move a body so that if somebody got shot, you can identify you know, where it came out at the back, you know, stabilizing the head, things like that. Splints, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit like that. And that was just so you can take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was every infantryman. Now, we also had a medic attached, something like what you were just saying. And I would say this, being that, you know, these police forces are pretty much, you know, militarized their damn selves, they should do the same thing, but not for just each other. If you shoot a motherfucker, you should be rendering aid. Okay? Because the whole point should be to neutralize a threat.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if you're going to neutralize a threat, then you should go render aid. And a lot of times we see in these videos where the paramedics don't get, they're not necessarily called immediately. In some cases, you see the paramedics say, hey, they wouldn't even let us over there to do our job. But a few cases of that shit. So I agree with you. I agree with that point.
Yeah, like that brother who got shot, what was a couple days before Christmas, and was it Columbus? The dude got shot in his garage.
Oh yeah. Was it Andre? Right? I think I'm pulling that name off the top of my head.
Okay,
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm just pulling that one because of we were talking about rendering aid, and they just let him sit there. They were all talking to each other. You know, all this is on the dash cam and body cam, and he's just laying in his garage. Nobody did nothing.
Andre Hill. My apologies. But yeah, I think what threw them guys off guard is they knew they fucked up. You know?
Yeah, and they were trying to get their story straight, but not realizing that. Yeah, they were. That's what I'm talking about. I get what you're saying as far as, you know, anything you got to do something. Try to help. His body dropped right there in that garage, and that's where it stayed until, you know, paramedics came, and nobody did anything to see if he was even, you know, if there was a pulse or anything. Nobody touched him, you know. Yeah, man, it's just one of those, again, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, case by case.
Shit, it's almost about time to call it, man. It's too early to be sipping red wine.
Shit. My Tory, man, don't make me swallow my tongue.
All right.
I'm sipping on today, man. Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Get my damn day started. Oh, pain, let's go.
I had to go take a shit.
Yeah, man, we take those pauses now, man. We do that now. Make sure everybody regular. Nobody backed up. Like, oh, we through the hard way, we're gonna be on hiatus for the next 3 until the meds kick in. We got to get his bowels regular. They are off track. We don't know at any given time they could just spew, but Yeah, we make sure he good.
We all know how it works. When it's Ed's time to go, it's Ed's time to go.
Damn right.
I did my
damn
2 hours.
right,
y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
All
We
right.
go ahead and wrap it up, man. We about at that mark.
Yeah, man. We could do it.
Hey, man, it was amazing as usual, man. Always good to, politic with the brothers and put some real shit in the air, man.
So,
Yeah.
That's what I mean by fighting the evil.
sure.
That bullshit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Real quick, man, I wanted to, I wanted to represent the town, so I got my Youngstown.
Okay. Where'd you get that, man?
Courtesy of Youngstown Clothing Company.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been wanting to represent for a while, man. So I got a hoodie too. I'm gonna pick up some more shit from. They got some nice quality shit. There's another site called We Are Youngstown. Youngstown Clothing Company got beanies. They got a bunch of shit.
They got a shop at Southern Park Mall. I got a shirt. I got a Youngstown Pride shirt.
Yeah,
I got one.
That's the one I'm getting next.
Yeah, it's always back order, man. As soon as it popped up, I got it. But yeah, I got it.
I think it's back order now.
See?
So
yeah,
man, we from the man. It's where we born and bred, man. Hard but beautiful place at the same time, man. So I just wanted to make sure got a little love in there, man.
I got you, brother. I got you. Cool.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Y'all take it easy, brothers.
Indeed.
Till next time.
I'm about to go to. Yeah, I'm on my way to Whole Foods, Tank. I'm drop this bitch off, man.
We're gonna get it right.
All right.
We're gonna get it
All
right.
Peace.